Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Centennial Conference Corner. My name is Amber Thomas, and today I am joined by Ashlee and Shawn Goode, co-founders of the Student of the Game Officiating. And Ashlee also is our newest Centennial Conference women's basketball assignor. So I guess this is our official welcome. So how are you two doing today?
We are excited. We are doing a little traveling. We have our Student of the Game is our business that we run in the off season with officiating. So we are currently in Atlanta today. We're headed to Birmingham on Wednesday for some of our grassroots events with Adidas and Under Armour.
Yeah. So for the people who may not know exactly what it is, can you give us some background into how you all created it and what exactly it is?
Sure. So as we said, so Student of the Game Officiating is really just that. It encompasses an official, a person who really wants to take this seriously and wants to learn about the game and not just to jump on the court and work. So we have created opportunities for people to be able to be taught and trained, but then also make money in the off season. When you are full-time officials like my husband and I, when November to March is over, what else can you do? I mean, for some people, you make more than enough to continue, but we also, it's not just economically something that we want to do, but it keeps us sharp and keeps us in shape and keeps us excited about basketball and the evolution of the game because it changes. So we work with Adidas and Under Armour and USA Basketball, FIBA, and some other basically the large meccas of basketball across the country. That's who we work with. And we're blessed to be the assigning organization for their officials across the country. So we have, we travel a lot from April through September, right back into our season. So in a small, I guess that's just a small gist of really what it all encompasses.
Yeah. So you went from playing to being an official and now an assigner. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey and what exactly an assigner is? Because I think many people hear that name, but they don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah. So after play, I played at a Division III institution myself, graduate. I started to coach right out of high school. Or right out of college. I started coaching high school for about 9 years. And I reached a point where I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to coach at the collegiate level and wanted to stay connected to the game. So what was the best way to do that? There was only one thing left. You can't play, you can't coach. So what can you do? We're going to try officiating. But I promised myself that if I was the referee that when I walked in the gym and I as a coach was like, you today? I knew I was done. I'm not going to do it anymore, right? Because that meant I wasn't doing any justice to the game. I wasn't serving the game, which is most important. And so I jumped into it 100%, and I enjoyed it. And I was very, very blessed with some great people around me and some great mentors to get me on the right track and give me an understanding of what that really meant to be an official. And then through this journey, after Shawn and I have really taken our business and escalated it to the level of which we understand where we're giving people opportunities to learn, to grow within the business and getting them in positions to officiate at a college level, which there's a lot of officials that aspire to do that. And to be able to be at the cornerstone of their success and their growth and helping them, that's really our mission and our goal. As far as being an assigner, so over the past, since Sunday, like right now, I am inputting 5,000 assignments.
Wow.
For Thursday. I don't even know what day it is, but we've gotten very little sleep in the last couple of days because we are just trying to make sure that, and we were just talking about this 10 minutes ago, it's the best representation for the game. We need to make sure that at every game, at every level, we have trained and qualified officials that are there for the student athletes and for the coaches, because that is what's most important. So being an assigner is, it is a very tiring job. It is cumbersome. It is intense, but to know that you're serving the game, giving people opportunities, and at the end, everyone's winning, it's certainly rewarding. Would you say?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what ends up happening, from our experiences of going through the stepping stones to go from one level to the next level, at every turn, you always found something that annoyed you about the process, right? So when we started this, in 2010, the mentality was to give officials an opportunity to see the highest level basketball, or what we call be put in a pressure cooker. So you know where you are at the level of your game, and how can you improve? Do you have somebody that kind of help you get to the next level? So we kind of started from that process, not really knowing it would be where it is today. But like in all walks of life, you either evolve or you go away, right? So this phase of it, when the opportunity came for Ashlee, we've always taught and trained. Whether it was we were doing camps when we didn't have a game to assign anyone, but it was always about understanding along our journey. Camps became just devices as opposed to really want to implement, well, how do you get better? So that's kind of like the space. We never knew it was a space until people started like, you know what, you guys need to do this more. So then we started doing Zoom sessions.
They're hungry.
So people are hungry
wanna
for
know.
knowledge. They want to get better. We just have some really good people around us that kind of imbibe the same thought process. So that's really kind of like what started all of this for us.
Yeah. So when you're looking at officials, besides just knowing the game, knowing the rules, really what makes a good official?
Wow, that's a good question. And a lot of people ask that. They'll say, what are you looking for? You know, and for us, the two most important things are character and integrity. I know that within our business, meaning officiating as a whole, as an entity, it's all about optics and it's visual. What do you look like, right? But furthermore, that's your shell, but what really is inside, and because that's what's going to make or break you as an official. Character and integrity are huge for us. Professionalism, punctuality, holding to your word. If you are going to commit to something and say that you're going to do it, it is incredibly important that you do that. And then, within this business, it's very tough and it's cutthroat, and we're all independent contractors and people want to get games, but how are you going to get your games? What are you going to do to get to the next level, or to, in your mind, be successful and be where it is that you want to be? But staying humble, being hungry, having good integrity and character are so important, because if you can have those things, in my opinion, you're going to go further, because coordinators, assigners, we can all read and see the difference between somebody that's really a good person and someone that's just telling me what I want to hear.
Those are great life traits too.
That's what it's about. Honestly, it's no different.
2 more points that we basically lock in on, that when we're talking to officials at our games. Do you have the ability to understand? And if you can do that, then the ability for you to be understood kind of goes hand in hand. So I always say that to guys. I need people who can understand and hopefully be understood. I don't need people that want to be right. I don't need people that want to be confrontational. I'm big. That's not what this is about. So if you can be great managers of people, you have an opportunity to be successful in whatever you do. We just happen to officiate. That's all.
I hope the students are definitely listening right now. For some of the younger generation who is out there and they're looking and they may be interested in officiating or being a referee down the line, what is some advice that you would give someone early on?
I think early on for us, I was telling someone this a week or so ago, the turnover rate in officiating is high. And it's high because they're either put in the wrong situations at the wrong time, or they're not given the right tools to handle those, like Shawn said, managing. You can't, everyone thinks I played or I coached, I can do this. You're looking through a totally different lens when you become an official. And you're also dealing with scrutiny and criticism that you didn't necessarily have to deal with before in any other job, I would say. But I think getting them with the right people, having a mentor is very, very important. Learning properly, learning the right way to do things, and being hungry. Part of our mission here is to really recruit some young athletes, because there's a space here for them and there's an opportunity to make a lot of money and be connected to the game. And it takes a lot of time and it's a lot of commitment. But at the end of the day, I know that I would never have made another career choice. I mean, now that I'm here, this is by far, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. We sleep, we eat, we live basketball. And for us, it's really exciting. And we just hope to be able to share that with some young athletes through our now, this platform that you all are allowing us to share with you.
That's great. So before I let you all go, we're going to switch gears a little bit and do some fun get to know you type questions.
Cool.
So what is your favorite professional basketball team?
You asking me or her?
Yeah.
Both.
I'm a Laker till I die.
Okay.
Again, we talk about this all the time. I watch now because it's the finals, or the playoffs. I typically don't have one. I used to be like a diehard Sixers fan when I was a kid. As I got older, the way that the game has changed, I'm not interested so much anymore, to be honest. So I honestly don't have one.
I thought it was cool that on your website that you have different quotes. So I was wondering, do you all have a quote or a life mantra that you live by?
Oh, this one.
I always say this, you can work hard on your job to make a living, right? But if you work harder on yourself, you can make a future. So that is kind of like what we live by, what we teach our kids to live by, and through our actions, what we basically hope everybody can see. That's really the mantra for us each and every day.
That's a good one. Last question. This is a big one. So I feel like we keep having the conversation about the GOAT, the greatest of all time. In your opinion, who is the greatest athlete of all time? Regardless of sport, gender, who is your first pick?
My first pick is hands down Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I know that's not who I've never wavered on that. LeBron who?
Actually, I want to say Jim Brown.
Who did you say?
Jim Brown.
Okay.
To me, everything had to start from the beginning. Now, granted, he did so many other things besides being an athlete. I just think his impact on everybody else, no matter what sport it was, to me makes him the greatest.
I'll second that. So thank you, Ashlee. Thank you, Shawn, for joining us. Everyone, you can catch a new episode of the Centennial Conference Corner each and every week on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Centennial Conf. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Great day.